What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily for Travers Day, August 27th, 2022. We got an awesome day of racing at Saratoga. We've got some good races over at Del Mar. We'll touch on the Pat O'Brien in a minute. We've got college football kicking off in T-minus 27 minutes in Dublin. So that's going on, too. We'll talk a little bit about college football and some leans there. Magic back with some more CFL action. Absolutely packed show. Papa Dude, how you doing down there? How's everything in Oklahoma?
Oh, I'm not in Oklahoma.
Oh, where are you, Missouri?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How's everything in Missouri?
It's the same as it always is in Missouri. Hot as hell.
We've got the boys at the track as well, Jared and Aaron over at Saratoga. We'll see if they're able to join us. They're going to try and jump in if the internet doesn't suck. We're about 4 minutes to post to race 2 as well. So a lot to cover today. So let's jump right into it. Let's head out to Del Mar. We've got the Grade 2 Pat O'Brien as the stakes race today. It's an interesting one. You've got Speaker's Corner, who really just wanted to get away from the horses in New York to go out there and running in California. Looks like he's going to be a short price. Magic, did you like Speaker's Corner on top in the Pat O'Brien?
I did, yeah, and I think this is one of those races we're going to talk about a lot with Saratoga, where if you want to really make money, it's the exacta, a cold exacta. I think if you use Speaker's Corner on top, I think he's just so good. I mean, Bill Mott literally said, we've already got against Flightline and Life is Good. We figure the third best horse in the country is Jackie's Warrior. It's stupid to try and just keep doing this. This could very well be the fourth best horse when it comes to one-turn races, but he's just, he is that. So you come out here. I think he's going to be pretty solid. You could use him with a Bob Baffert horse, Laurel River, who's looking pretty solid, cutting back to 1 turn, 7 furlongs. Librato Baracchio's Principe Carlo, the 2 horse, is 15-1. He's 3 for 8 at Del Mar, likes to run here. And then also the Peter Miller horse, 5 Getter Number, was a really nice closing second in the Bing Crosby last time out, going 6 furlongs. Had won at 7 furlongs at Churchill Downs the start before that. So, if you want to make some money, I think, mix a couple of those horses underneath Speaker's Corner.
Still no love for American Theorem. My boy, American Theorem, who won last time out, is actually should be better at 7 than 6. I like the 4 in that spot. I think that second off the layoff and stretching out for the extra furlong should help out American Theorem. I'm going to try and beat Speaker's Corner here. And I think Jack Christopher might have something to say about him being the 4th best one-turn horse in America. Yeah. We'll find out a little bit more about that today at Saratoga.
Older horse, sorry.
There you go. Papa Dude. Yes. Who do you like here in the Pat O'Brien?
I like Speaker's Corner as well, but is that division strong or what? I mean, we've thrown out some horses there, haven't we? Tremendous horses.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, the sprint division this year. I thought it was really interesting. We saw Jackie's Warrior rate last time. That could be the difference. Obviously, he got cooked in the sprint last year at Del Mar. He's going to try and rate, it seems like, this year. It'll be interesting to see if he makes that same decision today up at Saratoga. Now, we've got 3 of the stakes races that all came back as best bets from Saratoga. So we're going to jump into those in a little bit. Before we do that, Papa Dude, college football kicking off today, baby. Right. Your sport. You pumped?
Not really, because it's not a good card. It's not a card, but it's not. These are dogs. I think, unless it's one of your teams, it's not very interesting. In fact, I didn't realize till like Thursday there were actually games today. That's a lie. I knew it before then, but I didn't really think about it. The Nebraska game's interesting today. Probably the biggest name, I think, playing today. I always tell people kind of go easy these first weekend. You just don't know what these teams are. But I do like a couple of games. Mike, you and I talked about it. The Hawaii game tonight is in Hawaii against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt from the SEC. Hawaii is a low-ranked team from, I believe, the Mountain West. But they're at home, and Vanderbilt's not very good. And the line I got this morning was 9.5. Vandy was favored. I don't think they win by 9.5. They might, but I would jump all over that one if you can find it at that price. You say the lines are fluctuating like crazy. And the other one, a straight money line, you can make a little bit of money. It's kind of a toss-up game. UTEP is at home tonight against North Texas. Those are 2 that kind of stood out to me.
Yeah, I agree with you on the Hawaii side. That game opened 6.5, minus 6.5 for Vandy. Got bet all the way up to 9.5. That's when you started seeing some resistance. It's now fluctuating between 9.5 and 9. It'll be interesting to see what it actually goes off at, if it ends up over 10 or not. Generally, that late game gets a lot of money after everyone loses or wins money. You're either going big or you're trying to get even. One of the two going into that late game. And the Hawaii kickoff, I expect we see that line moving all day. I sprinkled a little bit on Idaho State plus 23. That kicks off at 3:30 as well. UNLV sucks. They shouldn't be giving 23 to anyone. That's pretty much the handicap.
Yeah, you're right.
So those are the two games that I played. I took Hawaii. I took Idaho State. Hopefully we can go start off the college season here at 2-0 and start rolling into the NFL next week. Really, week 1 in college, and obviously week 1 with the NFL. So we'll talk a little bit more about football as we get going here. Let's roll into the best bets. So we got 5 of them today as Aaron and Jared both put in some best bets from Saratoga. Magic, let's kick it off with you heading back up north to the CFL. A little bit of a rough patch here. Got to get it going, man.
Yeah, we're 0-2. The last night's game was just not good. The first half was good, and then after that, it really just blew up for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Listen, so we're going back to another upset. Last week, my best bet was Edmonton upsetting Ottawa at home when Ottawa was at home. Now I'm saying Ottawa is going to be on the road and upset Edmonton here. Edmonton in their last 17 games at home, 3-14 against the spread. Not really a home field advantage, but really what it comes down to with this game from a horse racing perspective, this is your bottom level 5K claimers, non-winners of 2 lifetime, and they've made at least 50 starts. When you're handicapping these races, you're looking for the better price, and you're looking for any sort of change that says, hey, maybe they'll improve. The Ottawa Red Blacks made a change at quarterback. It's the former Edmonton Elks quarterback from earlier this season that they traded away because he threw 2 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. So they're going to put him in the game because Ottawa's dead last in the CFL. They're changing things up, but this quarterback, from reading his pedigree and from his background coming into this season, he actually was pretty solid, and then just in Edmonton was making some mental miscues, and that's why they traded him. So it sounds like he is a bit more accurate than he was when he threw 2 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Edmonton also dead last in every defensive category. So I'm hoping that's enough of a difference maker. Let's get the Ottawa Red Blacks pull the upset here at Edmonton.
I like it. Taking a little plus money there. We had a 175 winner last week. Hopefully we can get back on the winning track here with a nice little underdog up in the CFL. Papa Dude is going to head to baseball here, and you're going back to an old friend of yours. Tell us a little bit more about the Cardinals here.
Well, first of all, I don't know if you followed my bet last night, but
I did. Yes,
we
talked about it quite a bit, actually.
I tell you, it came through, but I was about dead before it did. My God. First of all, just a review of it. We had the Cubs over the Brewers, and the Cubs went to the bottom of the 9th inning last night, leading 2-1, and they had 1 hit. But that hit was a 2-run homer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sitting there going, shit's going to hit the fan. They're not going to win this with a 1 hit. So, of course, the first pitch of the ninth, bottom of the 9th, the Brewers hit a home run, tie it up. Well, I said, okay, maybe we can get them in extra innings. Well, then they make an error. Then there's a walk. Somehow they get out of the inning, and the same guy who had a 2-run homer in the 7th inning for the Cubs, Ian Happ, I believe is his name, he hit another one in the 10th, and then they had to hold on to beat them 4-3. So I've hit the Cubs twice, and it's paid very well. I'm staying away from them for a while. You don't want to go with those underdogs. But I really like the Cardinals today. I love this. I can't believe they're underdogs, really. The matchup pitching, I think they're underdogs because Atlanta is really, really good. So we got Charlie Morton, who, again, is a very steady pitcher for Atlanta, but he's not a guy who's going to just shut you down. And I think the Cardinals will get some runs. And probably, maybe, the hottest pitcher in baseball is going for the Cardinals in Jordan Montgomery, who came over on a trade with the Yankees, a typical trade deadline deal the Cardinals make every year that helps them push towards the playoffs. He's 4-0 with the Cardinals, 4 starts, has given up 1 run in 25 2/3 innings. So I think the matchup favors the Cardinals a lot. They got beat last night. I think they come back. I really like this at -105. So I'm going the Cardinals over the Braves tonight.
I like it. I mean, you got the better offense on the Braves side, but like you said, Montgomery absolutely rolling ever since the trade. So hopefully he can keep it going, and we can just see the Cardinals kind of keep rolling along here. All right, let's head over to Saratoga. We got a monster stakes card today. Obviously concluding with Travers there. Let's jump into Jared's best bet first here. He is going to Saratoga race number 9. He's going to take the 1-horse Latruska here in the personal ends, and I actually really like Latruska as well. So I'll make the case for Latruska here in this spot. So the last race, she obviously threw in a clunker, but got absolutely burned up early by search results, going a mile and a 16th, one turn, mile and a 16th, which I think is key at Belmont. Today we're going 2 turns, and we're going a little bit longer there at Saratoga, going a mile and an 1/8 here in the personal ensign. And one important factor here is that they go into the first turn pretty quickly. So you have Latruska, who will be in the lead going into the first turn. Search results, really the only horse that could press sitting in that 2-hole, will be fanned a little bit wider and will, I'm assuming, back off because of that. It's what you'll generally see around that first turn. If Latruska can get loose, I think she's awfully dangerous here. You can get her 4-1 right now in the fixed odds. She's 3-1 on the morning line. She's Jared's best bet. I put her on top. Magic, did you put her on top here?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you outlined it all perfectly. I'm actually going to rework my Magic Mike Show Pick 5 ticket to match kind of what you did in this race, and that's single her. They're really, I don't think the way that the rest of the sequence looks, it's chalky, and you have to try and pick your spots where you're going to beat those heavy favorites. And I think, this is either this or the Jack Christopher race, but I'm going to say right here, this is a spot where you take the shot.
I like it. Papa Dude, did you like Latruska as well?
Well, no, I don't. And I just, that last race, I can't get it out of my mind. I'm a little afraid of the age. She's at the age where they start fading a little bit. And I don't know that was a fluke. I mean, I see where you guys are going. It makes perfect sense. I'm sticking with over reliable Clairiere. And that horse just baffles me a lot. And so I'm sticking with her. I love Latruska. I love watching her run. She is something else. And I sure won't be disappointed. And you're not going to get a good price on Clairiere. And like you say, 4-1 on Latruska. You can't turn that down if you can get that.
Yeah, it's interesting. The last time they faced Latruska, obviously a pretty heavy favorite in the Ogden Phillips, where Clairiere won. Latruska was 75 cents on the dollar. Clairiere $1.50 to 1, or I'm sorry, $4.80 to 1. Race before that, Clairiere was $1.30 to 1. Latruska was 90 cents on the dollar. So you're getting basically more than the full flip of those odds today, based on what you're seeing overseas in Clairiere and Latruska. So it'll be interesting to see if Latruska is able to take them gate to wire in the personal ensign. Magic and I both agree with Jared on his best bet here. Now let's head over to mine. I'm going to go one race later in the card here. I'm going to go to the 8th race, and I'm going to go back to the cold exacta. Well, we got one home yesterday. It was nice to get it home. Paid $4.4 to 1, which is nice for that ROI. Look, Jack Christopher, we mentioned him earlier. He's a beast. And this setup, I think, is wonderful. You're going to see speed from both the 1 and the 8 in this spot. I think the 2 of them go, and you see Jack Christopher sit a very, very nice trip right behind Conacher and Gunite. And look, I really like Accretive too, the 9 horse here. I think that's going to be your second place finisher in this spot. I think Jack Christopher gets loose in the lane. Accretive lost to Gunite last time out. Accretive isn't working with early voting and outworking early voting in the morning. Has come out of that race phenomenal and improved. The main thing with Accretive here is this is going to only be, I believe it's the 4th start in this spot. So yeah, the 3rd start of the career. There is a ton of upside here for Accretive still. And there is not really that much upside for anyone else. It's really Accretive that can improve the most. I think he's got a shot to beat Jack Christopher today, but I like him as a cold exacta player here. I'm going to go Jack Christopher over Accretive. Play the cold exacta. I hope we get somewhere in that 6 to 1 range. Papa Dude, what did you think here, or where did you end up here in the Allen H. Allen Jerkins? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love it. I love your bet. I think this horse, I remember the race he ran last time, Accretive. Wow. It was pretty impressive. I'm a little worried like you on the experience level. This is a tough race. Conacher worries me some. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm all in on this one. That sounds like a good one for me.
Magic, where you headed in the H. Allen Jerkins?
I mean, I didn't think about it from an exacta perspective. Jack Christopher definitely stands out. I know that the racing dudes are very big on him as well. The thing with Gunite is that we're getting 6 to 1 on him, and he's got the experience edge on Accretive, and Accretive has a ton of upside. Yeah, but Gunite loves Saratoga too, so it's I would use him underneath it. Maybe not if you're not the exacta, maybe you can do like a 6, 9, 8 straight try there, because I think he's got a ton of talent.
I almost played 6, 8, 9, 8, 9 in the try as my best bet, but I decided to go with the cold exacta instead. I do think I could see the argument that Gunite at Saratoga does well. Conacher, obviously the horse I'm trying to fade here. I think that he's got a good shot at showing up and hitting the board. I think he's competitive, but I think this is just a little bit deeper waters than what he has been facing when sprinting. All right, for the last one of the day, we're going to go to Aaron's best bet, which happens to be the Travers. So we get to preview the Travers. Pretty good way to end the Travers Day show here. Aaron's gonna chalk out. He's going with his boy Epicenter, who I know Magic you have on top as well. You want to make the case for Epicenter today?
I mean, he's clearly the best horse to me in this crop, and he is the most consistent. His big problem has been losing to horses that he shouldn't have, that kind of surprise him there. In this race, it's not going to be Rich Strike probably, because he had his chance to surprise. That was the Derby. It's you look at this, and from a pace perspective, it seems like he's going to have more to chase. But it really didn't matter in the Jim Dandy. Early voting had things his own way, and it still didn't matter. He's built to go a mile and a quarter to handle this perfectly well. If you look at the Kentucky Derby, when Zandon came up to him, he engaged and took off. Like, he was pulling away from Zandon late there. So the way that he loses this, Mike, I'll throw it back to you. There's a big old sandwich that prevents him from winning this race.
We're going to get the Marinacci crunch from the Ortiz brothers here. If you don't think so, you're crazy. We've seen it enough that when you have Ortiz on the two speeds at Saratoga, funky things happen. And guess what? They are inside and outside of Epicenter. Early voting's your speed on the outside of Epicenter is going to clear Epicenter, going to come over, and you're not going to see Arturus give up an inch to the inside either. So Arturus is the second fastest horse early, and so you're going to see Arturus go out in the 5-hole. You're going to see early voting go out in the 7, and they are going to pinch back Epicenter pretty aggressively. And then you're going to have the two Ortiz brothers setting the pace. On two Chad Brown horses, by the way. Like, there's a way that you've seen this race play out at Saratoga before. Generally, it's been on the turf, but man, this is a very, very logical way this could play out on the dirt. I like Arturus because of it. I think he's going to sit the perfect trip and sit right behind early voting, get first run on early voting, and I loved him in the Curlin. I'm going to be using the 5 and the 6. Epicenter has been awesome. I can't knock him there, but I do think that Arturus has a shot at pulling the upset here. Papa Dude, where'd you end up?
Well, I like Epicenter a lot, and I think he's the best horse, and I'm rooting for him because I'm the ass man's best fan, and so I'm really going for him. I like Artorias a lot also. What do you think about Cyberknife?
He's tough. I was impressed with his Haskell. He was the it horse in the Brad Cox barn as a 2-year-old. That was the one everyone was hearing about. So to see him come into his own later in the 3-year-old season is kind of validating that rumor that was going around that this was Cox's best 2-year-old. His Haskell was impressive. I mean, I was high on Taba. I thought Taba ran well, just did not really see him on the inside. I thought the ride was good from Florent Giroux. It's going to be interesting to see if he can repeat it and what trip he makes for himself here. He's not as fast as his two early horses, but he should be sitting in third in the backstretch probably and get a decent trip here.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure he's as good as Epicenter. That race was first back for Taba. I think there's more in the tank there. I think that was the best we've seen from Cyberknife. He needs to take another step forward to compete with these horses. I'm not sure you're going to get the right price for him to take another step forward.
Makes sense.
All right, we got one question in the chat here real quick. Technical analysis, race 4. I've got this one on top. I think this is one of the locks of the day, but I don't think you're getting even money, so that's why none of us played him. Magic, you agree on that spot?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she should be. She's got a clear pace advantage, a class advantage, and the fact that she is, one of 3 from Chad Brown advantage. So she's got all that going for her. Also, the Kalleward stable silks, that matters a lot to Chad Brown. So all good things.
Yeah, he could have a day. Chad Brown could end up having a big, big day here with obviously the Arturius in the Travers. He's got technical analysis. He's got Fluffy Socks and Lemonista in that one as well. Jack Christopher going, Accretive going. A lot of good horses coming out of the Chad Brown barn today over at Saratoga. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here. Dudes who bet down.
Hold on, Mike, hold on.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Papa Dude. Tell us a little about the Von Hemels.
I just want to mention
stories for Saratoga.
I don't know if this has been covered on the all your videos and stuff. It probably has, but Kelly Von Hemel, which doesn't run in New York, he's on our circuit down in the Midwest. If it wasn't for his son and for Kelly, we may never have met Mike and Magic. And that's the facts. It really is. And I want to mention this a lot. I just do. They are great people. They really are. And when Aaron and Jared got started in this, they started from nothing. They didn't know anything. And this has ballooned into something really good. Yeah, there's Kelly, one of the nicest men that ever walked the face of the earth. And anyway, there was a guy by the name of Jeremy Stone who had a horse that was trained by Donnie K. Von Hemel, which is Kelly's brother. He got Jared and Aaron on the backside down at Oaklawn. And in the process, they met Kelby Von Hemmel, who is a farrier, which means he shoes horses. And Kelby is the son of Kelly Von Hemmel, and he's about you guys' age. He's a little bit younger than you guys. But anyway, they became friends. Then they was introduced to Kelly, and Kelly was so accessible. He gave them all kinds of advice. He got them on the backside. He knew people. And it just ballooned, and it went on and on and on. They got in with D. Wayne because of Kelly. And I just want to mention that he's got a horse running today, 8 Life Grand, Iowa bred. I'm pulling for the horse. Probably doesn't have much of a shot. But what a day for the Von Hemmels and for racing dudes. This guy right there on that screen is the reason we're talking to you today. I have no doubt in my mind, and I think Aaron will tell you that.
I was fortunate enough to meet Kelly at Saratoga 2 weekends ago. Phenomenal guy, very, very inviting, very welcoming, very, very easy to talk to, and obviously very excited about having 8 Life Grand up here in the Travers and taking a shot. So it'd be a phenomenal story if 8 Life Grand is going to be able to do exactly what we're seeing on the screen here and run down some big boys in the Travers and get the job done. The numbers are a little light, but the horse has been improving. So if we could take one more step forward, who knows, right? It's horse racing. We saw Rich Strike win the Derby. Why not have 8 Life Grand win the Travers, right, Magic?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if he's going to be a big upset and Epicenter has to get second to a bomb, let it be 8 Life Grand, baby.
No kidding, right? Be interested to see what he goes off as well. We've had an odd phenomenon since the Kentucky Derby with horses, long shots specifically, getting bet heavily in these nationally televised races or the bigger races around the circuit. No one went off over 20-1 in the Preakness or the Belmont. Now we've got 2 horses that may do it in Travers. It'll be interesting to see if they both take money here and kind of helps the price on some other horses. But there's 8 Life Grand. The one that I think all of us will probably be emotionally pulling for in that race. Make sure you come back and check out the live coverage. Magic and I will be on here for 3 hours, starting right around 3 o'clock Eastern, maybe a little bit after that, right through the Travers Stakes. You can come watch the races with us and watch us sweat out some bets and see how that goes. We'll hopefully have live coverage from the track, from Saratoga Slim, from Aaron, from Jared, a little bit of everybody. Happy Travers Day, everyone. Good luck today. Let's run through the bets real quick before we sign off here.
Sorry,
Jared taking Saratoga race number 9, 1 horse Latruska, 3-1 on the morning line. Aaron's going to Saratoga race number 11, the Travers, Epicenter at 6-5 on the morning line. Papa Dude headed to Major League Baseball, taking the Cardinals -105. Magic heading to the CFL, going with Ottawa Red Blacks at +145. Nailed that. And I'm going to go to race number 8. I'm going to play Cold Exacta 6-9. I'm going to play Jack Christopher over Accretive there. Hopefully get around 6-1. Weekly record, we're 5-6, but we're plus $255 here. Nice day yesterday, up over $400. Hopefully we can keep it rolling. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Actually, we'll see you later today. Come back and join us around 3 o'clock. Have a good one, everybody. Good luck at the Travers.